Gitis.
We're live from the Bro Show.
We're keeping that?
Yeah.
So,
for another episode of the RoBro's News.
Everybody off.
Yeah. Sorry, Hale.
That fucking clap is gonna just deafen people.
Sorry, Hale.
Hale's eardrums just pop because of that.
Sorry, Hale. Sorry, Kendra. Hope you guys enjoyed that little pop. So, yeah, this is the RoBro's News. Episode 44. Ooh. 44.
Cool.
Yeah, no, actually are like,
I actually thought we had more than that.
They all seem.
They are.
But
So-
we do take breaks occasionally.
Well, do you remember what actually happened was the topic and the news were combined together for the longest time?
So this is the first time
This is the first, it's just generally the news.
I
Yeah.
don't know if they were around for that.
No, yeah, you were. He came in, it'll be his 1 year in 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Because you came in right after John stabbed me with the diabetes needle.
I was there for that.
Do you
That was
always have to say
No, that's
that?
that's the only reason how I remember Gil, because Gil came in a week afterwards, because John and I left to hang out with, because the interview with Brady that we had a year ago came out before Gil ever was part of the show. Gil was part of the tangent before we ever went to the news.
Oh.
Because Gil and I talked about what made a good anime opening. That's all I remember.
Yeah.
And Brady was playing Cyber Sleuth, if I remember correctly.
And I don't know if you guys were actually hungover.
Bunch of real.
I was
space.
not, because you bought us food. I remember that, because I felt super bad. Because I had my wallet out, and I wondered where my wallet was. And you kept telling me you tried to pay for food, and you just bought it. I was like, oh, that makes me feel like shit.
Well, I mean, John and I eventually went back and got him more chicken nuggets, and he doesn't even remember that.
Yeah, he doesn't remember a lot of things about that night.
Yeah.
All I remember from that night is your sister saying, look at this titty cake. And I'm just like, I'm down.
There was a titty cake.
Yes, there was.
A cake with
With
titties.
my titties.
Oh.
It was just,
And also a giant dick
Yeah.
of a cake.
yeah, but the titties had gumdrops. But I'm Kian, by the way.
Oh, great.
We still haven't figured out the order how this is going to go yet.
No.
I'm Zach.
Goes to the left. It goes clockwise. Fucks. Keep
No one was
going.
saying anything, so I was just like,
It's
alright.
going the right way.
I'm here.
Hey, what's up, yo?
Fuck you, King.
Go get
Dumbass
stabbed by another
stories.
diabetes needle, god damn it.
Everyone's so mean.
John just pops up, just like, what?
Be like,
That's what someone pointed out about this. They're like, people just shit on you all the time. I'm like, yeah, it's kind of what happens when you have to host things.
I like to think we equally shit on each other.
That's what I said. I was like,
Excluding maybe me.
no, we make fun of you sometimes. We make fun of you for balding and stuff sometimes.
I make fun of me for
Yeah,
balding.
but we all, that's the thing, we all make fun of each other. I remember the first couple of episodes Zach was on, I think we were being mean to him for no apparent reason one time.
Because he's Asian and adopted.
With glasses.
And right now he's
I
fucking
wear,
four
I
eyes.
wear dad glasses.
We were
It's funny because Eli's
Jake
wearing
was
glasses
coming
too.
around, so it was nice to get another adopted Korean to come and talk,
Another
okay?
Twinkie.
Yeah, it was, yeah.
If you're a minority in the area, feel free to apply if you want to.
No, I think we need more white people, because then more people
Yeah,
will listen,
probably.
because, they think this is a threatening podcast. With all these colored folks.
Probably true. Yeah.
Like, if we
I
had a-
threaten a lot of people.
Yeah, no. I feel like if we had a black guy, everyone's like, nope, this is definitely too ghetto for me.
What are you talking about?
I-
Tyrone has been here all the time.
Actually, fun
Are you
fact,
ignoring Tyrone?
have you guys, I know you've been kind of tired lately, Gil, and
Yep.
have you guys watched, you watched the new Tomb Raider, we'll bring that up in the video game podcast, but have you watched, well, it's a video game movie.
I guess.
Have you watched anything else? Done
No.
anything? Do you watch anything new?
No.
I
No,
just-
I have not watched any of the movies or anything that Zach gave me.
Wow, so I watched more Avatar than he did, and I don't even have my movies.
I finished,
YouTube.
yeah.
YouTube clips.
I finished Luke Cage Season 2 in a matter of hours. It's actually really, really fun. I think that the one thing most Netflix shows really have a problem with is they do 13 episodes instead of doing maybe 8. If they trim down the episodes, it would
Keaton
probably
just
make a
doesn't
better
like
series.
13 Reasons Why.
There's reasons why I don't like that, but
I'm guessing it's the pacing for you.
it is the pacing. Some of the
Some-
series get super slow.
Depends. How long are the episodes?
Around 55 minutes.
See, just trim those in half. You can still have the 13 episodes. Just
I know, but but does that
they
matter?
try
though?
to stretch it. It
I-
kind of does
Are
because
we
if
still
they
talking
try to
about
stretch.
Luke Cage, or are we talking about
Yeah.
this?
Talking about
Just
everything
episodes.
in
Just in
general.
general, but I don't think that, like, to me that doesn't matter. Like, it
Depends on what the series is based
I feel
around.
like Luke Cage should still stay those like hour-long episodes, just because they tell it's like a mini issue of a comic book. That's how I picture every Luke Cage story. I picture Luke Cage as a mini series. Like all of those Netflix shows are to me are mini series, and that's the series. Like it's happening there. It's a really good show. Like the hip hop and now because they're facing a Jamaican antagonist, they have reggae music that really combines together with like when the music plays, you can tell what the scene's gonna end up like.
So what's that name of the character from American Dad?
Belmont Paul.
Bill Monpaul. Tell everybody, Bill Monpaul's looking for some weed, man.
Belmont Paul.
Bell?
Bell.
Belmont
Bell.
Paul.
But
I
it
think
was
he's a real guy as well.
Oh, God.
I don't know.
Oh,
it was
no.
actually it's a fun series. Ghostface Killah makes a cameo in it, and like Luke Cage is like, yeah, me and Method Man hang all the time.
I'm probably the only one in this room.
I know, but I
aside
was
from you
just,
that knows who those
and
people are.
that's the thing. They play a lot of Wu-Tang songs too, and they did like an episode where they combined with where Iron Fist came, and it like really brought up like they could actually make a Heroes for Hire series, and that makes me excited. I really hope that series goes well.
Just remember, Wu-Tang Clan ain't nothing to fuck with.
That is correct, and that is actually like, I really think that if you really like the Netflix series, I think you'll find Luke Cage to be interesting. I know a lot of people won't like it because it feels more like it's a blaxploitation film and it's very urban. So there are some people who might not like some of the messages that are in Luke Cage. I'm just putting that out there right now.
Are you looking at me?
I'm not pointing at you. I just so I'm not accidentally locking with you. That's not what I mean, Gil. I know that
I
you're
look
not
at
gonna-
Tyrone.
Yeah. I know you're not gonna be like that. I get that. I'm just saying there's just a lot of people that I know I have a lot of friends on my Facebook that I went to high school with will definitely be kind of mad at some of the things they bring up in Luke Cage.
You mean racism?
Yeah.
Because they're racist?
But that's not. I don't think they're racist. I just don't think they.
Discriminate?
I don't think. Okay.
Are we
What
talking
I-
about his friends or the show?
There's friends.
Let's not friend. And people in general who are gonna get mad at Luke Cage. I don't think those people are genuinely racist. I just think they don't believe that like there's a cultural discrimination. That's my thing.
They don't believe that it exists?
They don't believe that it exists. They don't believe white privilege exists. That's what I'm saying. There's a lot of people that don't believe white privilege exists, Gil.
Yeah, I know.
And like that's a legit like it's not like I wouldn't say an argument point, but that's like a legit thing people don't believe exists. Because because they like a lot of people say like, well, I'm poor just like these minorities, so like obviously privilege doesn't exist.
You're not
But,
going
like-
to get pulled over by the cops as easily as someone with darker skin, though.
Right, and like I'm not defending people who don't believe white privilege exists. I'm just saying that like their counterpoint is that like because I can experience things minorities have experienced, white privilege doesn't exist. They actually think the opposite. They think minorities get more of a break with like college and education.
That's because so many white people are in college, they want some diversity in them.
Well, I'm not saying that, dude. I'm not fucking fighting you on
I
this.
know. I'm just saying that there's
He's
a
just
very
pointing it
valid
out.
reason for
Right.
that. It's not that they get the break, it's that they work hard to get to where they are,
Right.
see an opportunity, and take it, because that opportunity is being offered, because there's such a disbalance in that.
There's just they want more like I wouldn't say culture. They do want more diverse crowd in there, but that's to say that. But that's the thing though. Like people don't see it like that. People see it like, oh, these guys are getting a break, but they don't notice that they're getting like an education. Like you can get a scholarship for sports, fine. Like people point that out. It's like they're not doing it for their education. They got a scholarship because they're really good athletes.
I mean, that still helps them progress their education.
Right.
The athletics are just a break for them.
Right. But like some of those scholarships, you just have to pass with a C, and that's what people are saying. That like, that's where people say like minorities get it because there was a lot of. If you don't want to believe it, there's a lot of minority athletes that are like black because they're really good at football apparently.
Oh God, is that true?
Yeah.
Zach,
Did you know that?
I've never noticed this. Is this the truth?
Yeah.
I didn't notice it either.
Right.
It's probably because I don't watch any sports.
Yeah. Right. And to be honest with you, I'm not saying it in a bad way. I'm not. We really got out of hand with this one, but no, like I just.
This has turned into a tangent.
I mean, to be fair, most of this cast is minorities.
Right, that's what I mean though. Like that's the thing. What'd you say, Eli? Oh, we muffled him when he's locked up in the basement right now. I'm kidding, but no.
He's actually in the bathroom.
Yeah, but no, that's the thing that like. You should watch Luke Cage because I think it's enjoyable. Again, it's not a perfect Netflix series, but I don't think there's anything that's perfect. Like even going back to the original Daredevil, I don't think it's as perfect as everyone says, and it's the same thing with the Punisher.
Everything has flaws.
Yeah, man, this Punisher story was trash to me, but the action scenes were just so fucking intense. Hey, there's our friend Eli. So we were talking about diversity.
Maybe we should just move it
We're gonna
along.
move it right along because we're gonna talk about our trailers now.
I mean, if we want to talk diversity, Welcome to Marwen is a good place to start.
Yeah,
Heard something about talking trash about the Punisher story.
the Punisher story was trash.
I don't know about trash, but yeah, I didn't think it was that great.
It was very boring, but the action was fun in the Punisher. I wouldn't say fun, but it was like aesthetic.
Some of the Punisher story was interesting.
Some of it got dumb.
But did he ever go
it
black?
got pretty dumb,
Yeah,
yeah.
like things with
Did he
microchips.
ever go black?
A lot of things were unexplained as well.
Next season.
Yeah, if you really want to know if the Punisher goes black, you can always listen to a What the Fact.
Oh, that's a shameless
That's
plug.
terrible, shameless plug, and I'm sorry, guys.
Welcome to Marwen.
We're just gonna move right along, and we're
First
gonna go
one's
to
the
Welcome
Grinch.
with Morrowind. Well, we will go to Welcome with Morrowind first, Zach, because Gail brought it up.
Is this the segue then?
Yes.
Okay.
We don't hold order. All of us are equal. Some of us are more equal than others.
So what did you think about it, Gail, since you are the proprietor of Diversity today?
It's when am I the proprietor of
Because
anything?
you were definitely the one hitting hard on this.
I actually
Alright.
don't
You're the
remember much
minority.
of the trailer.
I mean, they're technically minorities too.
I just remember
But you are
Kian
the
said.
minority.
I just
Is it
remember
because he was raised by whites and he's half white?
It's because they're Asian, I'm white. Sometimes John is on here, so that makes for 2, but we count as 1.5 at least. So.
Because he's diabetic.
No, I'm saying each of us.
Oh.
3 total, that way we're still the majority. See how that works? Numbers.
This is such an interesting movie, though.
I'm not gonna lie, the only thing I remember is that Kian sent us Welcome to Man Warren.
Sorry.
So it took me a while to figure out that it was Welcome to Marwen.
Sorry. So for me, it's a Steve Carell doing another dramatic role. And
Oh, okay, yeah, I remember this.
and using like what action figures?
Yeah,
he uses dolls to act out parts of his
I'd
life.
say it's more action figure puppetry.
Yeah.
It's a semi-animated movie. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah. He uses them to help him cope with the fact that he was beat up by a bunch of Nazis.
Yeah. So I mean,
This wasn't war times either. This was just in a small town.
like a bunch of neo-Nazis.
Yep.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. See, that's the thing that gets me. This is also like Gil said. It is a interesting concept. It's an interesting story that I hope turns out well because he did really good in Foxcatcher, where he played a serious role that no one thought he would because they just know him as fucking
Funny Steve Carell from The Office.
and 40-Year-Old Virgin.
Evan
Anchorman.
Almighty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anchorman.
And Anchorman.
Anchorman.
Like he plays it like this doesn't play like a comedy at all. This plays more like, man, this dude is broken.
There are some aspects of it that were shown as a comedy, but that was because it was a trailer, so I'm guessing
Right, like a
they're
little,
gonna be
but
more
they
serious.
want to show a little lightheartedness
Yeah.
to know that like this may be a dark subject, but it's not going to be like a.
Like him going crazy,
Yeah.
screaming for ammo, and she's thinking he's
Unless it changes into that at the very end, and
I
he
think
just
the
got all
line,
bamboozled.
you gotta love your pain, is enough to show that this is not gonna be 100% a comedy.
God, I hope not.
No.
Depends where your sense of humor lies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then we go into the Grinch, and I can't believe that they're still going down with the CGI Grinch.
Yay.
Like, what are they gonna, like, they messed up Horton Hears a Who, they messed up the Lorax, it's just like, bruh, when are you gonna stop beating a dead horse with that Dr. Seuss money, man?
Never.
I mean, did they really mess up either one of those? I thought those were really well received.
They still were commercial successes.
They were commercial successes, but I heard people who really liked the Lorax book
Didn't like the message
did not
of the
like
movie.
it because of the fact that it, like, they always bring back the original short that was only 30 minutes, which is about the same time strain you have with the book.
Mhm.
So they really don't like that, and I can agree with that. Like, I
You
would
didn't
rather
have to
see
stretch
these
it out.
right. I'd rather see these more animated shorts than I would
A whole feature-length movie.
right, but they're not going to do that.
Because they don't have it, most of those don't have the context for
Right.
that. That's why the original
Well,
Grinch special is like 30 minutes.
Yeah,
Right.
it also hits that, like, I'm gonna take my kid to see the movie of the book that I was read when I was a kid.
And then have it look like nothing like the book.
Yeah.
I'm on the minority here. I didn't like the live action Grinch movie with Jim Carrey. Like, I love the music in it.
Minority. You fucking idiot.
Yeah, I like the music within it, and I love the smooth jazz re-release of Mr. Grinch, the song in that movie. And this could possibly be good. I'm not a big fan of Benedict Cumberbatch, as like a lot of people are. I think he's a little overrated, but like I like him as Doctor Strange. Don't get me wrong, but I feel
Hypocrisy.
Like, what?
Hypocrisy.
Yes.
You're being
I can
called out,
like
sir.
one role of an actor and still think he's mediocre.
Did you like him as Smaug?
No,
Oh, well, fuck you,
Why
kid.
do people pronounce it Smaug?
because that's
Isn't it
apparently how
Smaug?
Tolkien was. It was
No.
supposed to be
Well,
in the proper.
Kiss my ass, I'm pronouncing it Smaug.
No, I'm saying that's what like because Peter Jackson, I'm gonna put air quotes, is really big on like making sure his Tolkien adaptations are authentic. Again, air quotes
My
because
ass, yeah.
I'm gonna put in all the documentaries that I watched on there, he's like, I want to keep it authentic. And then so Schmauwall.
12 hours for the movies is long. Good lord.
Schmaug.
Spend like a week on a book.
But yeah, no, so the animation looks good. As a person who really enjoys animation and has been like watching how people animate and stuff for the past like couple of weeks, I can respect Illumination for
Man,
that.
you fucking qualified yourself there.
Well, I'm gonna be weirdly. I wanted to be an animator when I was a kid, but like I never thought like everything I drew and animated, I always thought was trash, so I throw it away, like all the time. But I did either want to be like a comic book sketch artist and things like that, then realized that like that's a terrible business to go into.
Because you get stuff stolen and then you're blamed for trying to steal it back.
Yeah, yeah, that too. But no, I've always had an affinity and love for like animation and stuff like that. That's why I do like old cartoons, and like that's to me is one of my favorite things is watching those. So it's like I like watching animated movies that have the elasticity of like this is an animated world so they can do whatever they want, and that's how I picture some of the scenes from The Grinch. Like that first trailer where he had the Rube Goldberg machine to make his coffee, I thought that stuff was super interesting.
It does seem pretty Dr. Seuss-esque.
Right.
Yeah.
And I think Dr. Seuss is a perfect...
Full of Rube Goldberg machines.
Yeah. Dr.
Pulls them out
Seuss...
of his ass.
Yeah. Dr. Seuss is a perfect one to do this kind of stuff with. It's just, they haven't done it
Well,
I mean,
they can't capture that
I
balance
like the
between...
Jim Carrey one.
Yeah.
it was okay.
He's just as crazy as the fucking books.
Yeah.
Right, but he's just... I think
With
he's
the
more
an-
crazy.
I think with the animated ones, the deal is they can't catch the time frame with the story as well.
If they did a Dr. Seuss movie, I'd rather have it be an anthology series where it tells three different stories, like have green eggs and ham,
Yeah,
Yertle the turtle, and
Make them extremely dark
No,
and
you gotta
ugly.
do the, fuck, I don't even remember what they were called anymore. Some had stars on their stomachs and some didn't.
Oh, I can't remember that one too.
That was one of my favorites.
Yeah, it was my favorite
Oh my
too,
God,
and
I
I
can't
can't
remember.
remember what the fuck
Because it was
those
like
things
talking
were
about, it was
called.
like a low-key allegory to racism.
I
Yeah,
used
I
to
can't
rent that
remember what it was
VHS tape all the time in my local library when I was a kid.
Then we go into Creed 2, and oh my gosh, man, I'm so excited for this movie.
I've never seen the first Creed, so
It is
never seen any of the Rocky movies either. So
Well, you know,
I'm also in that boat.
Yeah.
That's fine.
All I know is that the antagonist is Drago, which I'm guessing is the son of the
Son of Ivan Drago from Creed 4.
the
and
guy Rocky IV, the guy who killed
Creed
by cheating,
Mhm.
by being a cheating garbage bag.
Yeah, he was roided up and beat the shit out of him and gave Apollo Creed an aneurysm. But no, I'm really excited for this. I'm a big boxing fan. Zach and I actually talked about this 2 days ago on a wrestling
on our own
podcast.
podcast,
Yeah, on
yeah.
a wrestling podcast.
What are you looking at me for?
I don't know.
About sports commentating and things like this. Is just like, I love boxing and I love martial arts and I love this kind of stuff. So this to me is super exciting. And the only reason I'm super excited about this is because it's the same director who also directed Black Panther, who, if you remember, had some really awesome fight choreography within their movie. But the reason that this sold me is that Creed 1 had this epic filmed 10-minute fight with no stops whatsoever. It was a continuous boxing match for 10 minutes of that movie. So this sells me. I can only imagine what happens next in this, and I just am super pumped.
Guaranteed
Turns out-
people don't like it as much.
Turns out,
Probably. You're probably right, but I'm on the hype train. I love boxing. I think boxing is a sport that gets overlooked by professional wrestling and MMA all the time. Like, there's...
what?
Which in
Turns
turn
out-
are sports that get overlooked as not being sports.
Turns
turns
out
out...
Oh yeah, I was gonna say. Turns out, Drago kills Creed in this movie, and then Sylvester Stallone steps in and just
Boxes him.
yeah.
He had cancer in the last one, so I can only imagine how long he lasts. But no, that's super exciting. Like, I hope Creed does good because maybe that means we might get like some more boxing adaptations of other things that I'd be really excited about. I want to see an adaptation of Mike Tyson and biting some dude's ear off because I think that.
Evander Holyfield?
Yeah,
I mean, why?
because I think
You
that'd
can
be-
just
go
watch
watch a
the mask.
documentary.
Go
That
watch
would
it.
be an interesting live action movie. Like, I like the Ali movie with Will Smith. It's bad.
my ear!
But no, like,
yeah,
think
it'd
about
be
the...
super dramatized.
But dude, think about the lead up to that match, though.
Just
and,
like
what...
the ripping off
it's
of
the-
the ear.
I
yeah,
think...
and then the ears just seem floating into the crowd. And,
Slow
like,
motion
and the
with
dude who
Ani.
plays Holyfield is just on the mat, just like rolling around, clutching where his ear used
Just
to
a
be.
soccer flop.
This
Yeah.
is better than the end of $1 Million Baby, where she, spoiler alert, dies because she breaks her neck on the stool.
What?
$1 Million Baby was a Clint Eastwood boxing film, and at the end of the movie, Clint Eastwood's about to throw in the towel and realizes that the stool is still on there, and she gets punched and slips and breaks her neck on the stool that she sat on before the match and dies.
Wait, his fighter?
Yeah,
What the fuck?
yeah.
Why did they keep the stool on there? That's
Man,
my
I don't
question.
fucking know.
That just seems like we don't know how to end our movie. We'll kill her.
Then we
It'll
go.
get the audience's attention in their hearts.
Then we go to the reprisal, and
Eh,
it's an okay movie.
it's Bruce Willis being Bruce Willis.
Yeah,
But he's not the main focus.
No, he's not. I'm not. I guess
His
I'm
name
not.
wasn't even first in the credits.
Exactly.
I'm not. I don't know. I don't think I'm a fan of this. I mean, I'm not. I've never been a Bruce Willis fan. I don't know if you guys have, but
I actually just watched Looper with Gil, with Ty a few weeks ago.
Boy.
We didn't watch the whole thing, but
Well,
it was
I
pretty
mean,
good.
I don't think anyone watched the whole movie.
it was really
It's
confusing.
pretty goddamn dumb.
It was really confusing, mostly because the air conditioner and fan that was in his apartment was so loud we couldn't hear it.
Yeah.
We sent
Do you-
him.
do you
in
not
time.
like Looper? Yeah, no, Looper's kind of.
Send him
I mean, I
back
was-
in time so that they can be killed back there for some fucking reason.
Yeah, I went and just read the plot, and then
Dumb
I
shit.
walked away, and I was like, I'm still confused.
Couldn't kill him in present time. That'd be too fucking simple.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, so it's just one of them action thriller films, man.
Yay!
The guy's family is kidnapped. Oh no.
It's taken.
Then
Throw
we
the
get
rock
something
in there and
else.
throw him in a tower, and then you got everything.
Then we go into Towway.
Tau?
Tau.
Tao.
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 It's a Netflix movie.
Say it with me.
Tao.
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 How did he pronounce it?
Tao.
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 I thought it was just T-A-U.
Tao.
Tao. Yeah, I was making a funny joke.
Mao Zedong?
Oh.
Yeah, no, sorry. But yeah, it has Gary Oldman, Ed Skern, and that guy.
That guy.
Well, yeah, I was gonna.
That guy.
It has Ajax in it, and from Deadpool, and Micah Monroe. She was in Independence Day Resurgence as the daughter. Okay, she's that girl. But no, I don't think this movie is as interesting either. I think this is kind of a boring looking one too. I'm not a big. Netflix's sci-fi stuff has always been hit and miss, but apparently everyone watches Lost in Space and keeps asking me if I've seen Lost in Space, and I'm just like, nah.
You just need to make a single post that says, "No, I have not watched it." And
What's
it's
that Disney Channel movie where they had the living house?
Can't remember.
Turns out that's the actual
Because
name.
that's what it reminds me of, but a
Monster
more
House?
gritty R-rated version.
No, wasn't Monster House the one where
CGI. It was.
Yeah, and
Monster
her-
House was a
animated
cartoon,
one.
wasn't
Yeah.
it?
Yeah, okay.
I remember because I made a video game out of that.
That's
I'm searching it right now. Katie Sackhoff. She was in that movie, so it's
So is
like
Gil.
yeah, she was in, let's see, blah 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 blah. Something House. I know that.
Our house.
It was a Full House.
No. Although if the house came alive in that show, that would have been dope.
Till it started killing.
Smart
you.
House.
Okay.
Smart House. There we go. You're right. Thank you.
It reminds me of an R-rated Smart House,
Yeah, no,
which
that's
is
okay.
hilarious.
Then we go into Skate Kitchen, and
That looks pretty dumb. I'm
I
not
didn't
gonna lie.
understand any of this aside from their skating.
And there's Jaden Smith.
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know.
The creator, I mean, one of the parts of the best anime series of all time, Neo Yokio.
Shut the fuck up, Zach.
All I know is it just doesn't look interesting. It doesn't know what it wants to be.
I do
Right.
enjoy that Jaden Smith has just taken all of the legacy of Will Smith and just smashed it right into the fucking ground.
But people like him. He was at Soundset, and everyone liked his raps.
Yeah.
I don't know what that is.
It's a music festival in Minneapolis.
Sounds like it's irrelevant.
No, a lot of people go there. Like Yellow Wolf was there. Parts of the Wu-Tang was there.
Those aren't people.
Yeah, no, I just.
Aren't both of those people and/or groups white?
Yellow Wolf is white.
Wu-Tang
Wu-Tang
is
is all
black.
black.
Yeah.
But they use a really Asian name.
Do you not remember that Chappelle show joke?
Chappelle
The
one.
Chappelle show joke? He's like, man, the Asians have taken Wu-Tang Clan. And they're like, all right, man, I love fried rice.
Racial draft.
Yeah.
I have not seen that skit.
Yeah, and then it's like Wu-Tang Clan officially 100% Asian.
Then we go into
gotta
To All the
see
Boys
that.
I've Loved Before. This is an Asian American teenage romance film.
Why'd you look at me when you said that?
Because
Why'd
Zach, this is for us.
This is a large reason I didn't
that
watch a
also-
lot of these trailers. I looked at that one. I was
What
like,
was
I'd
that-
rather
what
blow
was
my
that-
brains out than
What
watch
was that
something
other
with that
trailer
title.
where the dude is gonna marry this Asian chick and the mom doesn't approve because
Oh,
they're like Richie
yeah.
Riches? What's the
I
name
think-
of that
I
one?
think it was Rich Asians or something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Asians is
Great! This year is our year.
Yeah, we got that John Cho movie. We got that other Asian movie.
The
Like,
Iron Fist. Oh wait.
We just need Freddie Wong to come out with something.
it's like as much as it's like haha, it is nice to see because there's a YouTube Red series based on like this Asian American teen girl. And apparently, it's getting really really good reviews.
I don't have YouTube Red. So
I have YouTube Red for other reasons besides I don't like ads. So
You just watch Cobra Kai.
I rewatch Cobra Kai every day. No, but no,
All the episodes.
this is
Every
actually
day.
it's not an interesting movie, and I'm not gonna say it is, but it is nice to see like a movie with like a. For me, it's nice to see movies with like Asian American leads and stuff like that. I know that sounds.
I mean,
weird.
it starts out as an interesting premise, just someone who no one really notices coming out of their shell.
Yeah.
But then it goes, we're also gonna add the element that she wrote a bunch of cards, and now the guy she wrote them to has them.
Yeah. See,
13 Reasons Why.
Basically, yeah.
But Asian.
But with less suicide.
But Asian?
Yeah, no. Then we go into.
I couldn't care about the lead roles race. I'll be honest.
No, that's understandable.
As long as it's not Jaden Smith, I do not give a fuck.
I guess he's not
100%.
watching Neo Yokio anytime soon.
I
What the
can
fuck that
understand.
is.
I can understand.
Stop bringing it up.
Yeah, stop talking about Neo Yokio. Stop telling people to watch that shit. God
Watch
damn
it.
you. No, I can see Eli. I can definitely understand where you stand, and I get that. But it is super not to me. I don't know how Zach feels, but
I
like,
personally don't care who the lead is either.
exactly.
I don't know. I know it's the whole thing of like, oh man, I can relate because I'm the same race, but I can't relate to white people because they're fucking retarded in movie roles. Every
no, I
time
can't
lead character's dumb.
It's not the whole relating thing for me because like there's no one I ever like. It's like kids who like watch some stuff like this. Like in my opinion, I just remember like people say I couldn't be like a certain character when we were playing things because I was Asian and not white. That's like what I remember.
You mean?
Well, I grew up with BioWare games where you can be whatever the fuck you want.
No, like out in the playground, my dude.
I never
What?
ran into that problem.
Well,
What the
I
fuck games were you
barely-
playing? on the
I was
fucking
allowed
road?
to be Spider-Man.
Well, Zach, you can't be. There's no such thing as hey, there's kidding. There's Silk. She's a Korean.
They have
What?
Amadeus Cho as an Asian Iron Spider in
The
Car-
cartoon
the
series.
cartoon
Yeah.
series. Yeah.
She's also the Hulk, so like yeah.
Amadeus Cho's a dude.
Yeah. I said he.
You said she.
Yeah,
No,
you
I-
said- you
I
said
heard she, but I knew what you meant.
AT&T's John Stackney, the main person in charge of Warner Media, thinks the DCEU movies have been up on an upward trend with their recent entries.
You don't say.
I don't know. I don't want to give.
Disagree. Wholeheartedly.
I don't want to give hope to the DCEU anymore. They kind of failed me.
I mean,
numerous
compared
times.
to where they started,
They didn't fail me
yes.
because I never really liked DC, so I don't care. But no.
So,
We'll see
I
how
don't
you
know
feel about
why.
Wonder Woman when you watch it.
Oh, yeah, that's good.
so the
So that's
Joker's
part of the package.
the Joker origin film with Wakanda. So they're making 2 Joker movies.
With Wakanda?
With Joaquin Phoenix is going to be the
I just
Joker.
heard what?
I don't know.
And they're also trying to eye Robert De Niro for that movie, and their goal is to shoot it under $55 million. If they can make it into a noir crime movie, I could definitely see this being
Like
okay.
LA noir?
Like yeah, like it's like a not black and white, but it's like
A gritty
Yeah,
crime.
gritty
I just
crime.
heard you say noir, and that's like the first thing that associated with my mind.
What are you laughing?
That's it. You said noir. Do you know that's a genre, at least?
No.
Alright.
Yeah.
That's what I thought.
It's
It's
a crime
like
movie.
LA noir, and I was like, that is
Yeah,
very
no.
specific.
No, I'm sorry. I didn't know that was a genre.
Detectives going
It's
up
French
against.
for black.
Whoa. You don't have to bring color into this. Jeez.
Just the way you
Ian.
said it caught me off guard. It was funny. I don't know.
But the under $55 million is interesting because then that means if it does good, it can make its money back, and even if it does shitty, it
It will probably
These
make its money
Joker
back.
films aren't connected, are they?
No.
Okay.
That's another thing.
What's the
point? No, so that's another thing that like they're thinking of making these if they're not part of the DCEU, the label's gonna be and Gil's gonna get triggered. DC Black.
Oh, good lord.
I'm kidding.
Oh my god.
I'm kidding.
I am so offended right now. Let's PC this up, everybody. African American.
Oh boy.
But yeah, that's what they're.
DCAA.
But that's what they're wanting to do because they're also thinking about that new Batman solo film being part of the DC Black and not part of the DC Extended Universe.
Ben Affleck isn't Batman anymore, right? We reported on that, didn't we?
No, he's back in.
Oh.
We've reported he's been on, he's been off, he's been
like, he's all over the place.
He's Katy Perry right now.
Yeah.
He might as well be the fucking Joker.
Turns out, at the end of the last movie,
Okay,
he
you know
takes
what?
off the
Ben Affleck
mask.
is just both.
I've realized something. I forgot who's directing the Joker movie. It's Todd Phillips, the guy who directed The Hangover. So I'm kind of like losing my liking.
Which Joker movie? This one or the one with Jared
the
Leto?
supposed to be serious Joker movie? It's just like you chose the Hangover director, and
Does seem odd.
I don't know.
Give the guy a shot. If he does poorly, well then,
Right.
yeah.
So the meaning of Zack Snyder's Unite the Seven is teasing Aquaman, a tease between Aquaman and Batman during Batman vs Superman production, may finally be revealed by Aquaman. No, it's not, because what Zack Snyder was doing was trying to play a smart move, like, guys, all 7 original Justice League members are going to be there, counting Green Lantern, and then there was only 6, and Gil's secret theory that Alfred was the 7th member.
Yes.
I mean, Alfred did do some good stuff for them.
He made them lunch.
Yes, he did.
And he got the Batcopter ready.
He's just like, here you go, ham sandwich, tuna
And
sandwich,
I had a
PB&J.
bad feeling about the movie in general.
I've bitched about the Unite the Seven thing numerous times on this podcast, but it is, don't market your fucking next movie Unite the Seven.
What if it was the Martian Manhunter
and
and he
he's
was invisible
invisible
the whole movie? There we go.
Just watching to make sure everything's good. He's like, I don't need to be here. We good, and just leaves.
Yeah. Turns out that's in the DVD.
Watching Batman get his ass kicked, he's like, he's fine.
My spine.
He's actually in the
good.
background watching, spoiler alert, Lex Luthor and Deathstroke talking, and he's like, no, they're good, and just leaves.
He's like, I should probably report this.
Nah. Here's another. A fan discovers that Henry Cavill's hands were digitally altered in the Justice League, in addition to his mustache being removed via CGI.
What?
Hands?
Yeah.
Why?
Apparently, if you see certain scenes of him fighting with Steppenwolf, you can, like, and it's super easy if you pause the frames to see the frames of, like, CGI, and apparently they're super jarring.
Like, did they make him bigger or something? What happened?
Oh, maybe he's overcompensating or something. I don't know. I don't look at Superman's hands. It's
Yeah,
just
so like, I don't really care.
I was like, is there more explanation to this?
I'm just saying, they spent a shit ton of money on re-CGI-ing shit, and it's like, they probably had like an extra $1 million, like, what do we do with it? We
Give
get
him
bigger
bigger
hands.
hands. Turns out they just go on a set, give him Hulk
you wouldn't
hands.
want Superman with tiny Donald Trump hands.
Oh, man. Eli getting political.
Eh.
And then, this is just kind of dumb. Darren Cross, the guy who played Yellow Jacket in the first Ant-Man, is, he says in a legit interview, I'm not coming back for the sequel. I'm like, yeah, because you're fucking dead.
Probably, yeah.
I hate when people do, like, when someone legitimately dies in a movie and someone in an interview later
Did he
on...
though?
He did. He blew up.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, he could come back in a flashback as a ghost.
Yeah, probably.
He's a
but
force
there
ghost.
is a
He can
ghost.
be a force ghost now.
Oh, man.
He's gonna come back just like Red Skull.
It's like all the villains that have died are just out on that planet with Red Skull.
Evangeline Lilly discusses how it helped influence Hope Van Dan's fighting style in the Ant-Man and Wasp by honoring the source material. I read this really, really wrong the first time where, like, the article, I thought it said, like, Evangeline Lilly is really bringing back, honoring the character and the source material. Not the fighting style, just the character. I'm like, she gets her ass whooped by Hank Pym all the time, or what? Those were the days. I love how, like, modern day artists took that. Like, in the 60s, there was just one panel of Hank Pym slapping her, and it was like it wasn't even like it was like a backhand pushback, and it was like, Hank's a woman beater, and then the alternate universe happens, and Janet's like, hey Hank, get out of here. I'm like, god damn, why you gotta do Wasp so dirty? She'll just say one thing, and he starts beating her. Like, read if you ever read the Ultimate comic books, it's basically, when you see Ant-Man and Wasp, it's gonna end with Janet being slapped or punched by Hank Pym for no apparent reason besides he's angry.
Right. No, but let's clarify on the Ultimate Universe. It's not like it's just that's bad.
No, there's a lot of things. Like,
I believe someone causes a tidal wave and just kills Japan.
Causes a tidal wave.
What?
Well, like, they did Wasp dirty at the very end of that series run where they have her being eaten by the Blob and stuff like that. And, like, oh man, there's just a lot. Like, Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch are lovers, but they're brothers and sisters. Yeah.
If I recall, Zach, Magneto tries to pick up Thor's hammer, and he just fucking causes a tidal wave.
Magneto takes
fucking
Wolverine
force.
and just rips out all of his adamantium and kills him. Like
kills
It
him.
doesn't kill him, does it?
this one does. In that universe, he's dead because his son takes the mantle of Wolverine and then comes to the main universe. Yeah, I read a lot of comic books. I'm on free time.
I thought Wolverine was gonna kill Magneto, and then Cyclops did it instead.
No, Magneto kills Wolverine in the final Ultimates run,
Okay.
and then when the one I think you're thinking of is when Wolverine dies, quote unquote, dies when he gets like melted in adamantium.
Well, no, that's
that's
another
main
thing.
universe, I
Yeah, that's
think.
another thing.
Yeah.
No, I'm talking in Ultimate. They fucking kill Magneto.
So how does he separate his skeleton from his body? Because wouldn't he just be attracting all of him, and that's
No,
just
he takes like it's the metal that's coated on his body. He just takes that metal out. Magneto's magnetism is like fine coarse where he can like just take the metal out. Do you not remember in X2 when
I didn't watch any of those.
okay,
movies.
so when
Same.
X2 was a good one. Was the good one. X2 Mystique injects more like iron inside someone's body.
Yep.
And Magneto is able to fine course just take all that iron out and make his metal orbs again to break out of the prison.
Yep.
So he's really like, I mean, you gotta remember the dude's like at least 90, even in that universe. So he's able to like manipulate shit like that. So yeah, there's your lesson. That isn't on any
I
of our
should
other
read that
podcasts.
series.
Oh, it's a fun old time, I'll tell you. The only thing that, like, Captain America basically calls the French a bunch of pussies. Surrender. I didn't know we were French. I'm like, God damn, Captain. You savage. Then we go to Paul Rudd says Scott Lang is more concerned about being a father than the best super possible in Ant-Man and Wasp, which I think is fine. I really like Ant-Man, and I really hope it does well.
Also, this takes place after Civil War and before Infinity War.
Yes, because apparently that was another thing that this movie directly connects to what happens. A lot of the new TV spots are definitely calling it like. Apparently, they're saying like Ghost is the reason why Ghost is going crazy, going through the quantum realm, is that she's seeing the future that the world is about to be destroyed. Spoiler alert. The world is about to be destroyed if you haven't seen Avengers 4 yet. I'm sorry. But,
Technically, the world wasn't destroyed. It's
Yeah,
just
it's not
like
about to be
Half the
destroyed.
people are gone.
right, you know what I mean. She's seeing all this disaster coming. But it leads to, like, you know, people are flying planes and shit. If the pilot disappears, then, like...
the plane starts saying it doesn't feel so well and disappears
Yeah.
too.
No, that's the thing, though. Like, I really do have, like... I know you hate the science of Ant-Man, which is perfectly fine.
I mean, yeah, it's fucking dumb.
I really like Ant-Man. I think it's always been a fun series when they weren't focusing on Hank Pym beating people.
Isn't the whole concept of the Ant-Man physics just that he can change the size but not the relative mass of it?
Yeah, and like he's right. It doesn't really work if there's a tank.
I hope you and the intern are gonna do it.
Someone's already done it, and I don't want to do that.
Oh
one.
yeah, no, that's all over the place.
Yeah, people already done it. So
Well, I'm gonna watch that video then.
there's like 3, like
God
right
damn
away.
it.
There's like 3 on the entire
On
internet.
the entire internet.
We're not
3
doing it.
videos
Yeah.
explaining Ant-Man science.
We never copy anything ever.
No.
100%
All original.
fresh, original content, right for your ear holes.
And the Teenage Mutant Hero Turtle was probably like no one really knew that one, even in like the
I mean,
grand
even
scheme
if
of
we weren't copying stuff,
Yeah.
or like not copying directly from them, but like
Right.
a repeat of something someone else had already
I mean,
done.
this podcast is a direct copy of like every.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, everyone does podcasts, but it's just like every idea has been thought of. God damn it!
So, Guardians of the Galaxy
Fuck you,
Volume
Gilner.
3 is going to be based off of, based after Avengers 4, which I wouldn't understand why it wouldn't be. You know what I mean?
Turns out it takes place during
Oh, God. And it's actually
Just
Sylvester
Rocket
Stallone.
Raccoon.
Yeah.
being sad.
Michael B. Jordan says he's willing to come back to the cinematic universe as Eric Killmonger. I wouldn't mind that. It'd be like, because he's linked with the Black Panther spirit, you know?
Is he?
He is.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
he ate the fruit. He became
Yeah, but
the
didn't
Black
he
Panther.
go to a different area?
No,
where all the
the
other
mind
Panthers-
mind plane is whatever you imagine.
Ah.
That
So his was just an urban apartment.
yeah.
As opposed.
He was talking to his dad though. Like that's the last time he saw his dad. He
How
didn't
did
see
his dad get there though?
What do you mean?
You're linked to your ancestors.
Oh.
Like just because like
I thought it was only linked to the people that have drank it before.
No, it's linked to your entire bloodline.
So then why wasn't his cousin there? Why didn't they have a sweet mind battle there?
Wasn't he dead during that time?
They thought he was dead.
Yeah,
He was unconscious.
He wasn't dead though.
Okay, he was close to death. He was close to
Yeah,
death.
but he wasn't. He was
So
still
that's
alive.
why he wasn't there.
He wasn't there. And then when Black Panther did the herb again himself, Killmonger wasn't there. He was doing other Killmonger shit.
They could have
It'd
done
be so
something cool.
annoying. Somebody fucking drinks the juice. And
Oh, God!
Oh god damn it! Now I'm in their dreams. I was doing shit, you know. I was driving.
Like they
now
just
you
get knocked
fuck.
out suddenly.
He's like hanging out. He's like, "Oh man, this is some sick." He's like, "This is a sick apartment. I'm stealing this Nintendo, dude."
All right, who's ready for the best cannonball ever? Oh God, no.
Just belly flops into it.
Thanks. Now I'm probably drowning.
Samuel L. Jackson reveals Marvel Studio apparently has plans in place that will allow Nick Fury and Black Panther to meet on screen. He was very mad he wasn't in Black Panther. He was like, if there was any Marvel movie I should be in,
There was Black Panther. I wonder why.
It's a mystery. We'll never know.
UK superfans somehow managed to watch The Avengers 100 times since releasing in theaters.
Is this the same guy?
No,
as
different
this?
guy.
Oh.
So the question is, the internet has two Marvel Studios. So are they going to let this guy go to the Avengers premiere or not?
I mean, didn't they?
They let
Right.
43 go, but like, I don't know. Do you think they like, this came out afterwards though? You know, this came out like, I don't know. I think it's just weird to like let people.
And you might as well let anybody who saw it over 10 times go.
But this is over a free movie pass though. Like, I think the other guy paid out of pocket for the 43 times.
I think they're both dumb as shit.
I mean, if you got the free time and nothing to do.
Well, they're YouTube theorists, so they have to see that movie constantly because it's not out on DVD. So they can nitpick every bad or good thing in it.
Are they actually using?
No, I'm just being a douche right now.
Pulling that out of your ass.
No, I am definitely. But this is actually cool. Anthony and Joe Russo's Avenger Infinity Wars earns enough at the domestic box office to pass Justice League's 27/18 worldwide release. Just in the U.S. I was like, I feel bad for Justice League, man. They're just getting their ass kicked left and right.
Yep.
Marvel Studios says that, like I said, Ant-Man and Wasp is going to be connected directly, and I really wonder how they're going to connect that. I think that's my thing. Because everyone says Ant-Man and Wasp are going to be a huge part of Avengers 4, so I just want to know.
I feel like that's not going to be the case. I feel like
Yeah,
either
one of them's
Ant-Man
gonna
or
die at
Wasp
the
is
end.
going to disappear.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Or Hank Pym will die.
Good!
Or he'll lose his daughter, thus making him want revenge.
On Thanos.
He'll
Sony's
backhand
developing,
Ant-Man.
speaking of Korean Spider-Man, Sony is developing a Silk movie, a Spider-Man spin-off film centered on the Korean-American superhero Cindy Moon.
What
Speaking
the
of
hell?
Korean Spider-Man, we haven't talked about Korean Spider-Man for like 20 minutes.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, you're horrible.
Yeah, I know.
But yeah, Silk is getting a movie.
That's
That's
super
what it's
interesting, though. Silk is actually an interesting Spider-Man character in the Spider-Verse because she was part of the Spider War. And so, apparently anyone with the word name, either named Spider or have Spider-like abilities.
So Man Spider could be in there.
He was.
He was, yeah.
Oh, really fucking dumb.
Every
So dumb.
Spider-Man woman.
I really like
And child.
Spider-Man, but that was dumb.
Dude, though, they had Spider-Ham, though. You
Are
can't
so,
can't
do you
argue
think
with
you're not gonna-
Spider-Ham.
Do you think you're not going to into the Spider-Verse, though? Because the rumor is that it's a multiverse filled with the Spider-Man.
I mean, it should be because there were
Could be
3
okay,
that showed up.
It is. It's just dumb though.
I want
It really
Punk
is.
Rock Spider-Man. I like him.
Punk Rock Spider-Man.
Yeah, he's got metal studs as a mohawk, and he's
Yeah.
wearing a
Denim,
jean
sleeveless
vest.
jacket.
Yeah, with the Anarchy UK symbol on one side, and yeah.
Just show him a picture.
Yeah.
It'll be easier.
I'm picturing it, and I don't like what I see.
Oh, it's not that bad. I don't know. Eli, have you ever seen Punk Rock Spider-Man?
Probably.
That's Spider-Punk, yeah.
He looks like he's trying to be Rhino.
No, he's just edgy Peter Parker.
Looks like he's trying to be Rhino.
Which is edgy Peter Parker. He likes things spiked and studded. Deal with it, man.
Looks like he's trying to be Rhino.
Bless you.
Then we go into Todd McFarlane, director of Blumhouse's upcoming God damn. It's okay. Film reboot of his classic character Spawn will be keeping production tightly under wraps because he doesn't want to be criticized about the movie.
That's fair.
That is very fair.
There's a lot to criticize.
My thing about this is that I don't know. Like, I feel like creators should have to face criticism, I guess.
Well,
You can face criticism when it's out.
yeah.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
I do think it could be beneficial if he faced criticism now. He could fix
Things.
possible mistakes.
I don't know. It's just like
It's
it was
supposed to be a dark and suspenseful movie, so he probably doesn't want much getting
right,
worked out about it.
but it was just like the same thing.
Could've
When
done him.
Just like Suicide Squad. Reshoots to make it more friendly.
I don't even think.
I
I don't
have
know
no
which
idea,
reshoots were
actually.
which. I think the last part of Suicide Squad was all reshoots, and the first part was supposed to be what the movie was supposed to feel like. This like tight knit A-Team style group going in there, and then it became like this wacky.
A-Team?
I don't-
What?
I don't know.
A-Team where one member did all the work.
And that one member was Will Smith.
Captain Boomerang had a boomerang camera.
How did he throw
Yeah,
that?
it doesn't even fucking make any sense. But
I
No,
get it if
fucking-
it was like a boomerang drone.
Dumbass shit.
He threw it and it starts flying, but not just, I have such good throw, it'll go where I want it to.
He's not called
He
Captain
kinda,
Boomerang for
I
a
think it
reason.
actually kind of did though. But I'm not getting into this. I'm not going to defend Suicide Squad as a
But can we just agree that he was right about the best character?
Slipknot.
It's-
Yeah.
Okay, fair.
But I just I
He
don't
carried
know.
that whole
I
movie.
feel like if you're gonna be a creator, I feel like you need to be ready for any type of criticism. To have people like say,
Yeah.
Your
Like-
podcast sucks.
I've actually not had that. Originally, before I started tweaking the sound and editing it, I did have the man. You guys sound all garbage. So I've fixed that and like. Actually, that was like one thing someone
It's
asked
just our
me.
average voices just
Yeah.
sound like garbage.
Yeah, no, I made you sound way more southern. I gave you the southern
That's
drawl.
fair,
up,
yeah.
yeah. No, so you're like y'all instead. Like,
No, don't do that.
no, actually, the one thing that I did get that like kind of made me think about it, but kind of didn't. I talked about it with you two last week. Is that someone's like, I love watching. Someone's like, I like watching the What the Facts with my kids, but I can't watch your top tens.
Oh, yeah.
Why?
Because it's we say not
Oh.
child appropriate things.
When he says
Oh.
we, it's mostly me.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
So like,
I
in
have
my,
a particular set of language.
because someone asked me, is there a difference? Is there a difference between like your What the Facts and the top tens? Like they seem both informational,
But I write the what the
top
facts.
tens aren't so much in. I mean,
like you
Who
put
writes the
some.
top
fa-
10s?
they give a very basic.
It's a
I just
understanding
edited the
of
script.
character.
It's a combination. I mean, like they.
I primarily just grammar check and
Yeah, and I did, and I let just Eli write how he wants to say it.
Oh, okay.
So it's a
Damn right
combination
you
of
do.
words.
You can't tie me down.
No, I really am not trying to. That's why I was just like.
Local anarchist
do it, kid.
Eli
Yeah.
Brown.
Well, that was the thing. It's just like.
Fuck the system.
I was like.
Rebel without a cause.
The top 10 is the top 10 for a reason, and the reason why we chose how they do it is because like that's their personality. And I told Gil, I was like, maybe I just like put beeps, and Gil's like, no, it needs to be the raw thing. And I'm
I
like,
said you could do that.
Gil was against it.
I joke. No, I was joking when I said
Okay,
that. I said
I
we
thought-
do. We make that
Release 2 versions.
Yeah.
You released 2 versions.
for our Patreon.
It's like
The unedited for the Patreon.
That would be terrible. That'd be so
It's like
angry.
one
Oh
episode.
my
It's like
God.
only one episode says one fuck in that episode.
Yeah, that's the thing. In some of them, I really
No.
don't swear.
No, the
Right.
the thing is, you gotta
Others,
do horrible
Well,
dubs to the swear
told-
words.
I told they're like, I do like watching they message me like, I love your What the Facts. They're really, really fun and interesting, and they're like, you learn something new. And she's like, I learned something different at the top 10, but I realized I can't watch some of them with my kids.
That's fair.
I was like, no, that's understandable. She's like, is that what it was meant to be? And I was like, well, we're just kind of working on it, you know? It's a lot of,
We're in beta mode.
yeah, it's a lot of testing and moving. It's kind of just like,
I thought it
Kinda
was
like-
flowing well.
I just try to write clean scripts. I mainly do it because Zach isn't generally one to swear.
It's kind of like writing BroQuest
Depends
too.
on-
where it's
Believe it or
just-
not, I have edited out swear words.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
There were a couple times where Kean wanted me to swear, and I thought it sounded dumb.
Oh.
Yeah.
So I didn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember those times. Those
Yeah.
were good times.
No, so like that's another thing. And she also said she likes the podcast because it's like listening to a rough draft of what the top 10 and what the facts will sound like. Because this is like more like
That's
it's
fair.
unedited and like you're just thinking through it.
It's just a rough draft, yeah.
Let's go with it's a rough draft. Thanks. guys.
Some basic lines of text that we try to get through.
Yeah. So then we go into some Star Wars news, and there's a combination of sad and good news.
Let's start with the sad.
In the wake of Solo's disappointing box office, Lucasfilm is putting some future Star Wars spin-off films on hold. This means the
High ground. The
Yeah.
Obi-Wan story.
The Obi-Wan story has been put on hold, and they're giving Boba Fett's movie a very smaller budget.
Ooh.
I thought they actually were continuing on with some of those though.
Yeah, the Boba Fett. And
It's
the,
still coming out, it just has a smaller budget.
the Boba Fett, but the Obi-Wan's been definitely put on hold.
Aw.
Damn it, I fucking hate people. That was a great movie.
I like Solo as well. So.
I also really like Solo too.
Fools.
The Star Wars trolls.
If you
They're
don't
not
want to
the
go
same.
to a Star Wars movie, don't go to the fucking new trilogy. Fuck those. I don't want another one of those.
Agreed.
Well, there's gonna be one last one because Billy D. Williams might be showing up. Lando.
Well, that might be okay, but I mean...
Yeah, but like I feel like maybe they're doing that just because like everyone
they
like
know
Donald
it sucks.
Glover's Lando,
Yeah.
and they're like maybe Billy D. Williams can impersonate Donald Glover. No, like here's the thing. Here's the thing. What happened with Star Wars? They didn't market it. They didn't market Solo very well. Remember, we talked about this.
Everyone always says they don't market things very well, and it's always the things I see a lot of.
Really?
I had like non-stop Solo ads on my fucking YouTube when I was trying to watch the trailers like a couple months ago. It's been a while.
Yeah, I was
and it
gonna
was
say, I saw
pissing me off.
I saw Solo commercials a lot on TV.
I
as
feel
well.
like what I mean though is like their initial, like, because usually when they do big movies like this, they do it like a year before to get you a little teaser.
That's fair, I guess. At the same time, I think the majority of it is people just going, man, I don't want them to change Han Solo. He's such a badass. They're going to ruin him.
And then they never saw it and saw it.
Yeah, and I don't get that because even Harrison Ford thought it was good, and he fucking played the character.
He fucking hates Star. Here's the thing. Here's why I
I know.
believe Harrison Ford. He fucking hates Star Wars. Like, there's no the boy ain't lie. Like Harrison can't lie about not liking Star Wars. He's like, "Are you excited for Episode 9? Absolutely fucking not." How'd you like Han Solo? Oh man, it was actually really, really good, and
Yeah.
well directed. Everyone's like, "Okay, it's actually probably a really good movie." But Harrison Ford, the guy who hates the franchise that made it famous, likes it.
Yeah.
My thing about this is, and we had this conversation last week. It's just shitty people who I don't get are mad. They're mad about their childhood being ruined. I hate that. I hate the.
I just can't wait for that
Pansies
Jar
with your
Jar
childhoods.
standalone.
the Jar,
Risa be back!
Yeah.
the Jar Jar standalone where it's
Like,
revealed he was behind the whole
It's all
Sith
these.
thing.
It's all these like. It's all these
Lisa
like.
have high ground.
It's all these mega nerds that just think that like they own everything though. Like they don't own the Star Wars series. Like I get mad
I
sometimes.
mean,
Like
you kind of do in terms of if you don't go see it.
right, but you know what I mean. Like I don't quit reading Marvel comics just because they changed something different. Because I know that shit that I like is still there.
Well, yeah, and if something's different and it's bad, they'll change it back.
Right. I feel like that'll happen after this shitty new trilogy, though. Like, they kind of do it with the solo, like not the, you know what I mean. They kind of do it with the standalone films. They realize things they don't like in the Last Jedi or anything, or in even the Force Awakens, and they don't do it in the standalone films.
Yeah.
The only reason the new trilogy is like that is because they have a coherent story that they have to finish off. That's what I stand.
Coherent story, right?
I'm gonna put air quotes on coherent story. Like fuck you. But no, this is a very big like. This is a thing why I don't like communities like the Star Wars internet community and the internet Tumblr pages and things like not Tumblr Reddit pages. Is because it's just filled with these like I mean, I'm not putting everyone all in a bubble, but it'll sound like I am. Putting them all in this toxic bubble of just like everyone stewing. Like the internet is an awesome and bad thing at the same time because you have these like groups that just spew just hatred and shit like this.
Those are usually the loudest groups.
But they're a minority in my opinion.
Oh, probably
They're
like, actually number-wise.
Yeah, that's the thing that gets
They're
me.
the most vocal about it.
It's the equivalent to like the gaming community and some of the things like this.
Because
Like,
bad things stand out more
If I
than the
could
good things.
bitch slap most of the gaming community, I would.
we have a story about DOA that like the gaming community is just a bunch of dickholes.
The back
about.
of my hand would be down to bare
Is
bone.
it because of the sexualized?
Yeah, it's
of course it is.
desexualization. But yeah, we'll get into it. But that's the thing. It just makes me. It doesn't make me mad. It just makes me sad that like they have to feel like they have to destroy what they like to get what they want. That's like what a 5-year-old fucking does. Like that's how I feel.
Yeah.
I feel like these Star Wars fans are acting like 5-year-olds that like their mom didn't get them the toy they wanted when they were there, so they're just gonna bitch and complain until they get what they want. That's how I feel. I don't know if that's how you guys feel, but
It is, but sometimes it kind of works, kind of like with microtransactions.
right.
Bitch as much as you want about those, I don't care.
I mean,
No one's trying to defend those.
Yeah, but they brought them back in some of those games that they said they were gonna take them out.
Yeah.
it depends.
that's
on
what I mean,
you're
like, they
fighting for
only-
is valid.
Right. I don't think bitching about Star Wars is that valid.
No, but in the microtransactions, yes.
Yeah, because that
That's just scummy.
Yeah, it's very scummy. So the Dora the Explorer movie, Isabella Munor promises the fans for the TV series that the forthcoming movie will be everything they could want.
What could they
I don't
want?
I don't want it.
Yeah, same. I don't want this at all.
Fans of the TV show were like 5. They're probably close to 20 now.
Gil, about 20 minutes of that movie is just an awkward pause waiting for us to pick where the mountain
Yeah,
is.
probably.
They provide a control in the movie theater.
Everyone's just struggling to get to that one mountain. He's
I
like,
think
come
it's
on!
that one."
No, it's that son of a bitch. That guy got that one first.
It's the only movie where it'll be okay to take your phone out and use the app.
Yeah, probably.
How would
God, what do you expect? What are we expecting from this Dora movie?
I don't know, but now I'm thinking other shitty live-action movies they can do.
Tits.
Like SpongeBob SquarePants.
They did that.
They did.
It's a live-action thing?
The second one was.
Well, kind of. It started
Yeah,
out
live
as a
action in
cartoon,
the
and then
30
like the
minutes.
last
Yeah.
20 minutes was
Okay,
them
no,
being
I
live
know that. I'm
action.
talking full-on, like, everything is live action. You can just have regular David Hasselhoff. Fucking stupid shit.
The upcoming Bumblebee movie only includes 3 Decepticons, unlike the live-action Transformers movie that has pictured up to 8. So it's nice that they're gonna have a smaller cast of villains, I guess.
I
Okay,
mean,
but
that
what are
is
they gonna
nice,
do about
because
this
then,
floating gun, though?
then maybe you'll learn their fucking names.
You can tell Starscream is Starscream in this movie, though.
I can't.
He looks like classic G1 Starscream.
They all look dumb to me. I don't
They
know.
are really dumb, but he doesn't have the razor sharp teeth. That's the one thing I'm okay with.
But they eat meat. He needs those teeth.
He doesn't.
I know.
Fuck you.
I just don't want to see The Shape of Water 2.
They want to. That's understandable. They want to make an Optimus Prime standalone film, and I don't want that because he's so boring in these fucking movies.
Turns out they give him insanely better lines and
He's
write
the
it properly.
Deus Ex Machina of every Transformers movie.
Which is funny because he died in the original.
Yeah, it's just stupid. Yeah.
Like the original cartoon ones. And they're like, yeah, Verotimus.
So, if this is really funny, in the wake of the Gotti biopic from John Travolta, it's received a 0% rating on Rotten Tomatoes, and John Travolta has been complaining about it, saying it's all of people's fault for not seeing it, and it's a really good movie.
What movie?
It's a biopic about a gangster and
John
Travolta.
Gotti?
Yeah, something Gotti. The movie's called Gotti. I don't like gangsters, so I don't.
I'm pretty sure it's John Gotti.
John Gotti. So there's that, and he's like mad, and I'm like, boo-hoo,
I
deal
didn't
with it.
even know that movie came out.
Yeah.
No, I had no idea that was a thing.
Kevin Spacey's movie Billion Dollar Boys Club lands a release date despite the sexual misconduct scandal that derailed the actor's career last year.
That's pretty Kevin Spacey right there.
Good on you. So, guys,
So,
Disney is about to own Fox.
Yeah.
okay.
I mean, they already own part of it.
This is kind of big, but not big, Zach.
I know.
Wait,
That's just okay.
what I mean is this means...
They now own about 30% of the market.
Yes, I know. The way I said okay made it sound like that's not a bad thing, but I know it's
If
not
Disney
exactly
decides
good.
to derail Avatar, I will definitely be okay with that.
If Disney decides to destroy Family Guy, I will be okay with that. They
Do
won't.
Okay, so they do own the TV media part, right?
I'm pretty
didn't
sure
think
they do.
did. I thought that was the part they did not get.
No, I think Comcast got that one.
I have no idea.
I have
Didn't-
no idea. You'd have to look it up.
I don't know. I'm not. I'm okay with it, but not just because of the fact that means that like Disney owns like a lot.
The only reason I would be okay with it is because I think it'll delay Kingdom Hearts. Because I'll have to add in all those fucking characters.
But they won't.
And then I get to hear people bitch for
Another
another
10
5
years.
fucking years.
I'm with Eli. That'd be hilarious.
Do you know what this actually means though with Disney taking over Fox is that we could actually get like a. I'm not saying
If
they're
you
going
say
to.
X-Men, I'm gonna fucking slap you right
No!
through that wall.
We can actually get an original re-release of the original trilogy, because that's been owned by Fox for years and they've never wanted to make an original re-release.
Of
The Jedi
Star Wars,
Star Wars
like 4, 5, and 6.
4, 5, and 6.
I didn't know they owned that.
They own the rights to not production.
Oh
but
god, they're gonna
release.
remake it and it's just gonna piss people off.
Yes, that's what we need.
Already tell you.
They're rebooting Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Again?
Yeah, I'm actually kind of excited.
Reboot? You
Yeah.
mean the new movies?
The new movies.
Like the buffed up turtles?
Yeah.
I'm not sad about that as long as they.
I liked the
Turtles.
second one. I thought the second one was actually fun.
I just watched the second one. I enjoyed it.
I thought it was fun. The first one was meh.
I think
'Cause
because
they,
of
like,
you
had-
for liking those movies.
All I know is I want to see suits and actors in those suits.
You're not gonna see that.
I know, but I can dream, can't I?
I honestly, if they do this, I want it to be an all CGI movie, just like the TMNT.
Well, that one was actually pretty.
That one was
Yeah,
really,
that
really
one was
good.
good.
That one was fun. If they do something like that,
It was also a fun video game.
I did not know it was a video game.
Yeah.
Yeah, they made a video game for it. And it was
I mean, it
actually
wouldn't be
pretty solid.
hard. They could just reuse assets from the
Yeah,
movie.
I knew they made a Smash equivalent game for it on the Wii.
I
Yeah.
remember that one.
It was TMNT Rumble something.
Huh.
It was interesting. So, they're making a James Bond Lego set, guys. So I can't wait for the James
Bond?
that Lego James Bond game where you have to date rape characters.
No, it'll be Lego James Bond the movie.
Oh my god, his hair comes right off.
I don't get it.
Sean Connery wears a toupee.
Oh, I haven't seen
He's
a
the
lot
original.
Of
He's the original.
I haven't
James
seen a
Bond.
lot of the James
I have
Bond
not
movies.
seen any of them. I just know that.
One of the James Bond movies, they paid people to in Taiwan or something that like they were gonna do the chase scene no matter what. So if they hit someone, they'd throw money at them and still film the chase scene. This is a legit thing. This is a legit fact, and like it blows my mind.
No fucks given. Just
Yeah,
here you
they're
go.
like dollar bills, y'all.
Sean Connery was just slapping some woman, then throwing money at her, then slapping her, then
Just
throwing
what
money.
here.
Well, that's why you notice that some of the movies like big explosion scenes were like filmed in Colombia and other third world countries because their economy is so bad. They're like, oh my gosh, you're gonna give us millions of dollars to destroy our natural landscape? Count me the fuck in. And they do.
And now we have problems with deforestation.
Yep, Warner Brothers.
Not us, they do.
The whole world.
Warner Brothers recruits Avenger Infinity War art director David Scott and special effects supervisor Joel Wilst for the live-action Akira movie.
I don't know how to feel about
I want it to be good.
but
It won't be.
What is this?
they
Yeah.
might.
What's
There's
Akira?
a slim chance they could.
Akira is a Japanese manga/anime movie that is supposed to be adapted into a live-action film in the upcoming years. It's a set in the post-apocalyptic 2019 of Japan called Neo Japan, after numerous psychic attacks and nuclear explosion. I'm not fucking
No,
kidding.
No, I'm
Yeah,
just
but
thinking
Neo
Neo
Tokyo.
Yokio.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
I was also thinking it. I was just like, oh, is this the same thing? I don't know.
No,
Neo
this is
Yokio.
actually good in a different way.
Just turns out they cast Jaden Smith.
I would be so pissed.
No, they cast him as Canada.
Yeah. But that's the thing, like, the reason why I have kind of hope for this is that if you rewatch Chronicle, it feels kind of like what a live-action American Akira movie could be like.
Yeah, with the psychic powers?
With the psychic powers and how he goes crazy at the very end. They both have psychic powers, but you know what I mean. Like the one friend, the one friend didn't get
It's in
psychic.
the movie, but I want
It's
to.
so good,
I want to.
so well written.
What is it? Chronicle?
Chronicles. It's the found footage film where the kids get superpowers.
Oh.
Because why not?
Yeah.
I think I know which one you're talking about.
Yeah. So Stan Lee and J.K. Rowling are inducted into the Science Fiction and Fantasy Hall of Fame, guys. Yeah.
Cool.
Alright. Stan Lee, I guess. J.K. Rowling can go fuck herself. She doesn't belong in there.
Okay.
Get the actual fuck out.
You're mad, aren't you?
Kinda. Not really. I don't put too much weight on titles. Because you get stuff like this where it's just like, yeah, I don't think she deserves to be in there. And when it comes down to it, it's just, do those judges think that person belongs in there? It's like, yeah.
No, that's understandable. Then, just a quick little sad news. Chris Hardwick will not be at the Warner Brothers and DC Comics film panel
You don't
amid
say.
of abuse allegations.
I still
How
don't
is
know who
that
Chris
sad?
Hardwick is.
It's sad to me again. Like, we had this conversation off mic.
Yeah,
and
that's
we-
a
I
personal
think it would have
thing.
been funnier if he went, because you know all the questions. It's like, so,
Did you hit her?
So about this thing we heard.
It wasn't.
How
I don't-
hard
I-
did you
I don't
hit
think
her?
it was physical. It was emotional abuse, though. I think that's why people are mad on both sides. So
I
sad.
still don't know who Chris Hardwick is.
He was a big proprietor in like making.
You ever watch The Walking Dead?
No.
You ever hear of The Talking Dead?
No.
Alright.
what?
He makes a lot of talk shows about shows after shows.
Yeah.
He makes meta shows, I guess. Rick and Morty creator Justin Roiland.
So he's like the most uncreative bastard to ever walk
basically in a way.
God damn. He's like,
He
what
made
if?
podcasts. He brought the podcast craze actually with Nerdist.
Fuck him.
It's because of him we have this podcast. Damn it.
I mean,
If you have problems with us, just complain to him, alright?
Yeah, it's all Chris Hardwick's fault. It's,
Just forward all our hate mail.
yeah. Rick and Morty creator Justin Roiland and Dan Harmon discussed production season 4, revealing there will be fewer gaps. Do you know how many episodes Adult Swim wants to produce?
Like 70 something? Or what?
Over 100.
Wow.
I know they ordered like 70.
I don't.
7 seasons, Morty.
Okay, here's my thing. Like, I like Rick and Morty. I think this is an interesting
You had a party
show.
theme for
We had a
it.
Rick and Morty premiere party for season 3 because I thought it was going to be funny, and it was. But because you played the game, Total Recall was a fun game to play.
Yeah.
But my thing about this is just like, I feel like things get stagnant after the 4th season.
I don't know. They could keep it interesting.
I felt a little bored with the 3rd though. Like I know a lot of people
I
really.
still haven't watched it.
I haven't watched any.
I'll always watch it because I just like Rick's general attitude. Like I know it's like everyone likes Rick. I just like that he's an asshole. That
Right, I
appeals
just
to
think-
me.
I think my problem with it, and we've had this conversation, it's the memification of a TV show.
Yeah, I agree wholeheartedly.
I think that's my biggest problem with stuff like this is that it ends up just becoming the only reason why. Like it's cool.
Giant in joke.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or like that becomes people's arguing points and like legit conversations
Yep.
and stuff like
So
that.
is that how
it's
Rick-
just the I'm Batman thing on a grander level.
Yeah.
So is that how Rick and Morty got like so popular that it's everywhere now?
I would say so.
A lot
because
of
the
people
memes.
watched it. The memes helped.
The memes pushed it into that infamy. Because I think Rick and Morty memes were one of the first memes that were brought into, like, apparently you can sue people for memes now. Because, like, people have been.
What?
I mean, Europe's trying to ban memes.
Yeah, people are suing each other. Like, they're like, I posted this meme first, and, like, everyone's blaming everyone.
It's so dumb.
Yeah, you can't.
Gonna sue them for all the money they didn't make.
Yeah. So, we have just a few more news. One of them being Roseanne Barr reportedly takes a deal ensuring she would relinquish rights and not profit for any potential Roseanne spinoff. And after that, ABS officially orders the Roseanne spinoff The Connors without Roseanne Barr for a 10-episode first season.
I was hoping it was just going to be called Dan.
Next year. This is kind of a win and kind of a lot. Like, it's kind of a win for everyone because you get Roseanne back. But without Roseanne.
And it's a loss for Roseanne because she messed up.
Well, just don't be...
Yeah.
Oh boy, I always say...
I know.
I've always said this. If you are a celebrity, which sucks, it sucks that you are going to be on the constant eye of the public. But Twitter should not be used for anything besides promoting shit you're going to do. You know what I mean?
Unless you have a separate account.
Unless you have a private account, if you have a private account on your Twitter and you can post all the dumb racist shit you want, fine. But if you are a celebrity and you're like, when parts of your tweets are like, don't forget to check Roseanne out, 9 o'clock Eastern on ABC, and then your next tweet is like, this black lady looks like she's from the Planet of the Apes and this guy looks like he's a jihad. Yeah. I'm like, y'all can't do that.
No.
Have 2 separate Twitters.
Unless it's really funny. It's gotta be really funny. And you can probably get away with it.
Apparently it was not really funny.
No, it's not. I didn't even think it was funny, and I like racial humor. What?
No, nothing. No one's judging you out loud. Okay, we get you.
Out loud?
Give a shit if you're judging me out loud.
We're kidding. Fran Drescher has a big announcement, and it's in fact a Nanny reboot.
No, thank you.
Wait, what?
Fran Drescher.
Okay. The Nanny.
The Nanny. Yeah.
Okay.
It's getting a rebooting.
Is it her?
Yeah, I believe so.
Oh, that's...
I think
is it picking up from where the last
series
left off?
I think the theory is it's supposed to be like because Roseanne's doing so well, was doing so well.
They decided to reboot that
the
too.
Nanny, yeah.
Huh.
Oh, that's just...
Make it ironic and have her get her own nanny that she
That's
helps
what I'm
through
thinking
the
it's going to
struggles.
be.
This is...
Yeah, go on.
I was gonna say, I believe
Make
at the
it better.
end she was pretty rich.
She married the rich guy. So
Yeah.
this is actually interesting. Instagram unveils IGTV, a long-form vertical video sharing concept that sees social media's giant competition directly with platforms like YouTube and Facebook.
I don't think it's going to succeed as well as either of those, especially because you're doing vertical videos.
Well, I gotta let you know, guys.
Please rate your
IGTV
video.
just signed up RoBro, the animated series. I'm kidding.
No.
I was gonna say, that's a bunch of
If that's true, I'm
Please
leaving
you
the
would have been
podcast.
happy about that. Like, you would have been doing fucking backflips when
Yeah,
you came out.
IGTV was like, hey, we see that your Instagram posts have been showing this web series you're making. Would you like to be the first trier of IGTV?
You would have been
Eat a
fucking
dick.
dancing or some shit.
You know, I don't think I could ever take a deal. Like, I've said that. I think I've said
Any
this.
deal.
Like, in general, I guess, like, right now, if,
Not
like,
even a YouTube Red
He
series.
says that, but then he gets a deal with the devil, and then we play Cuphead.
it's kind of like if we got paid to play Cuphead, fuck yeah, I love Cuphead. No, it's like if EA came to me for our, like, Dem Game Boy.
No!
Would you
EA, really?
no, I'm saying.
That would be like selling ourselves
That's what
to the
I'm
devil.
saying, is like, EA's like, we want to...
That'd do it.
At least give us Ubisoft. Or Visceral, which is dead.
I'd do EA. I wouldn't do Activision, but I'd do EA.
Like, EA's like, we want to sponsor your podcast, but you say nothing bad about EA.
I could do that.
Well, then it looks like a couple of our episodes are being taken down.
Well,
just-
those
you
are
just-
past up. Those aren't sponsored by EA, though. Like, one episode sponsored by EA. It's
For
like,
instance, instead of talking shit about EA about Battlefront 2, we just talk shit about DICE about Battlefront 2. Redirected.
and apparently they're making a Chucky TV series, and
The Killer Doll?
Yeah.
I'm kind of not for that one, guys. I don't know about how you feel.
Are you going to show us a picture, or what was the...
They're just saying they're like we're developing a Chucky TV series.
Why?
Who knows?
I mean, they did it for Friday the 13th and the Nightmare on Elm Street.
See, that Friday the 13th one you're thinking of is
It's
actually
not
not
actually
related.
related
It's
to the
just
movie.
an anthology
Yeah,
series
I know.
with the name Friday the 13th.
I know, that's what the best part about
The
it.
Nightmare on Elm Street one, though, was an
Yeah.
anthology series that just had Freddy opening up like the Crypt Keeper, telling stupid stories.
Oh.
So, that's been the news. Don't forget, if you would like to like, subscribe, and share, and I guess have a good day, guys.
You guess?
Yeah,
Bye.
bye.